Shalom, my people, shalom. Shalom, my people, shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, my people, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Give yourself a round of applause. Today's healthy drink is carrots, ginger, and turmeric. Tastes good. It's good for your body. Everybody know what ginger, everybody know what carrot do. So you take all that and you know what turmeric do. So you take all that, you blend it together, and it's in a drink. It tastes good. It tastes good when it's chilled over ice. I got it chilled over ice, and it tastes good. I wouldn't expect it to taste that good, but it tastes pretty good. Hey, I want to get straight to the lesson because I got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. I know. See, it's been a big topic now because it's coming up. It's been a big topic about chastising your child. Chastising your child. Mostly, every view that I have seen, the black woman, I'm not going to whoop my child. I'm not going to do this, not going to do this, not going to do that, do that. They're one of the biggest advocates for it. Take out all the abuse, because that's in a very small number, because they'll come up with abuse. Take that out. They show it on the news, but it's a very small number where it's abuse done. So take that number out, and we're just going to use just regular stuff. We ain't adding all this stuff into it, but they want to add all this extra stuff. No, I'm just talking about discipline your child. Take out all the abuse. Take out all the other stuff that's going on. Just discipline your child, because them exceptions to the rule. The exception don't make the rule. Well, it's getting too bad now when you got Chick-fil-A. You must be 16 years old and have an adult with you when you come in inside to order their food. Because the kids are getting so unruly now that it's untouchable. You can't do nothing with them because it all started back. Because if you're my age, and you go back when we was in school, we didn't have nobody shooting up the school. We didn't have all this stuff we got going on in school now because we had prayer in school, we had discipline. So this is the new modern world what we're into, and because of the consequences of our action, we're up to where we're at now. The parents are getting killed by their kids. And what you see on social media, TikTok, all the different kind of platforms, where you see where the black son is killing their mothers. It's a whole bunch of problems going on with that because the father is not at home. So this probably won't be no jump up and slap in the hand. All that. It's just a teaching moment. So it's a bunch of stuff that's in there that you see. You got women leaving their kids home for 2 or 3 months at a time. So, and you got parents won't discipline their child, not necessarily just a whipping. Some cases, like when you go to court, some cases where you get a sentence that's harder than normal to fit your crime. So it's not like the Bible saying go out there and just beat the hell out of your kid. That's what society had taught us, and guess what? Everything we do, we hop on it. Yes, of course, our grandmothers and our mothers, that people my age, you got to be with sister court because that's what they learned from slavery. See, the Bible didn't teach you that. When the Bible says spare the rod, it's not talking about beating your kid to death. Certain punishment is word of a beating. Certain punishment is word of punishment. Certain punishment in the Bible was word they stoned the kid to death. They took the kid to the council of the village, and if they didn't do nothing, and they couldn't get the kid under control, they were stoned. But of course, Jesus came, so-called Jesus came, and died on the cross for grace and mercy. But the discipline part is still there. If you don't discipline your child, society will. And these mothers, because 80% of the divorce is filed by the woman. So the woman get the child because it's a court system. I ain't gonna go into all that. We all know that it's a court system set up where the mother gonna get the child. That's how they got it set up, and that's how the mother wants for them to get food stamp. Well, that food stamp for to get cut out, where you won't be able to get your nail done, your hair done. That card gonna let you only. You won't be able to do all this stuff that you said, buying gas. It's a lot of stuff they're gonna cut out. So it's a lot of stuff that women ain't gonna lead them in for now because they ain't gonna get no money. because the government ain't gonna give you the money because you can't do what you want to do with that stuff. You ain't able to get your hair done, your nail done, go and get add-ons or whatever you want to get. Now you're gonna be forced to stay with your husband instead of just leaving him because of some nonsense y'all could communicate. So it's a big part of play. So I just want you to catch this. This is nothing new that's been going around. First, let me read Proverbs 13:24. He who spares his rod hates his son and daughter, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. 13:20 Proverbs. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. You got to have enough knowledge in you to know when and how to discipline your child. Every child is different. Some child, all it takes is a voice. Hey, that's it. Some child, it takes a good licking. They have taught us so bad and treat us so bad that we are following them, but while we follow them, our children are being killed in the street. They just arrested the guy that killed this 9-year-old girl. You got the families on the news crying because they're shooting. They don't give a damn what they're shooting. They come down the street shooting because there's no discipline no more. You can't chastise your own kid no more. And I'm gonna tell you something. I had a situation like that. When I was trying to discipline my son, my spouse was always coming there saying something, making me feel like I was doing wrong when I was doing right. Because he was a man child, so he tested the limit. So I'm trying to discipline him. She jumping in, make the father like the bad guy. Masculine energy is part of taking the fall. That's part of being a man because we know this coming. Part of being a man is part of taking this masculine energy. You got to take a role where you're going to be disliked amongst your family because you took a stance. That's masculine energy. Sometimes they won't understand that discipline until 20 years later when they got a family, when they got a wife, when they got a kid, and their wife stepping into them like their mama stepped in with you. My son was so bad in school, it was ridiculous. I'm traveling back and forth to school. He going to alternative school because I couldn't allow him to do what I want to do. Now I had to beat both of them. But I knew what I was doing. So the last time he was about 15, everybody get to that age where you want to smell yourself, you want to try your daddy. So where he was so bad in school, the teachers, I'm just got tired. So I brought him home. When the guy brought him home, I did that 1 2-inch punch to the chest. And all the air came out of him. He dropped to his knee. He couldn't breathe. Like that there. Mama crying. I got on her. I said, if you don't get your such and such out of here, you next. So you have to get that masculine energy where there's some of the stuff that ain't going to be like you. But you know you got to do this to save yourself because you done been out in the streets and know a police are key. So you got to, you can't just let a kid they try you. They keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you do something. And you don't do nothing, then you get a kid out in the street, he got a gun in school. It really hit them so-called, it's really not as bad. I don't know how to say it without getting rough with some fellas. You got the white kid, they go shoot up 15, 20 people. That's in spurts. We killing every day. So our killing every day don't even match up with that one killing they're doing, even though they're killing 15 people somewhere at a time. It's a massacre. But we killing every day add up more than what they doing when they shoot that one time. Y'all get it, you're not dumb. You understand what I'm saying? So we need that. You cannot go by and not discipline your child. Not necessarily a whipping, something, punishment, cut the grass. They got to know there's consequence behind your action. Because guess what? You wouldn't be doing all this stuff here, jumping up to the police killing my son, but you didn't do your part. Of course, they don't have no business shooting your son, but we know you. Come on now, you know it's just part of society we're living in. We're living in a part of society where that don't matter. They're killing you, and you know it. Today, don't get out today on Breakfast Club. It is a senator wanted to add it law on hanging is part of the death sentence. Nothing is new up under the sun. The number one killer, I hate to say it, is the black woman. They kill more babies than any other nation on the planet. Because they done went out and had one night stands and had babies, and they was in school, or they had a career, or they was prostituting, doing whatever they're doing. This is stats, not me just reading. So I want you to sit here and take your medicine, and people just look into this word, what I'm giving you. It's all scripture. I'm going to get to where it's all scripture. We just fulfilling the scriptures all over again. And the number one killer of the black boys is the women. Because they said the number one abortion of the two genders is the boys. So the black women are killing more boys than the police department, than going to prison, doing anything. The black woman is the number one killer. The black woman is a certified murderer. According to the stats and according to the Bible. You say, show me. I'm going to show you. Killing of so-called Negro babies under 2. All the baby boys get killed under 2. Once you go to Exodus 1:22. Exodus 1:22. I'm just going to read some of it and paraphrase. I'm going to read some. Okay. Now, Exodus 1. Now, these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, the 12 tribes of Israel. We came into Egypt, there was only 70 of us when we came into Egypt, up under the Pharaohs. That's when Moses came. It was only 70 of us that came over there because Joseph was already there. Remember, his brothers were soldiers. So Joseph was already there. But it was only 70 people that came over there, right? But we ended up getting so strong and mighty. I'm going to get to it and read it. It's in the King James Bible. And the souls that came out of the lines of Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, was 70 souls. Joseph was already in Egypt. And Joseph died, and all his brothers, and all that generation. All of them, they were in there so long that they all died off. But the kids were still there. It's like the kids, like, when I die, my son them die. Meaning take over. When you die, your son take over. So that's how it just kept going and going. Now there arose up a new king of Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Because you understand, when Joseph came there, that Pharaoh over Joseph fell in love with Joseph. Joseph was second in command over all the region. But when they died, they got a new king. And when the king died, when Joseph died, they had a new generation. And then when the king died, they knew not Joseph because he treated him fine until the new king came. The new king didn't know him not. And the new king said unto the people, hold, the people, the children of Israel are more mighty than we. We start growing. Think about it now. They trying to stop the population. If you stop disciplining your child, police kill them, they get on drugs, they have no fear of you. God said beginning of wisdom, fear is the beginning of wisdom. If your child respects you, because you got to look at the word fear, they play on your mind with words. But the Bible means fear means like respect. The same way a man like respect. Well, God said your kid got to have respect for you. They say, I won't do this here because I respect my father. I respect my mother. I'm not going to embarrass them. But if you take away the discipline part of it, they run wild. And then you got to fight against all these rappers, influencers. But if they have no respect for you, you already lost. And then you come up, you crying with a GoFundMe page because you didn't discipline your child because you listened to what they told you. Instead of disciplining your child, listen to what God said. You ain't listening to what God said, you listen to what they tell you. So now your child got killed. Now you crying and you saying your child was a good child. No good doggone well, you didn't discipline your child and you the cause of your child getting killed. Come on, let us deal wise with them. At least they multiply, and it comes to pass that when we fall out in a war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us. They were scared that we're going to, the 12 tribes of Israel, going to get back together and overtake them. And they were scared that we were going to join their enemies like we did when we was fighting with England. The United States of America was fighting. Which y'all celebrate the 4th of July is based on that. Because England was giving black folks freedom to come over there and fight against the United States of America. See, this is what that king was saying. At least they joined the other enemies. So we joined them hoping to get freedom. Hoping to get free. Some of them got it, some of them didn't. So they did the same thing that's going on right now. So they are afraid that we're going to join their enemy. They afraid we might join China. We might join Russia. We might join anybody that's against them. Because we so mighty, we mighty now. And they see that we mighty. And you just can't just count just so-called Negroes. You got to count the 12 tribes of Israel. The Mexicans. They kill them at the border. They ain't tell you that this is the great migration because it's all planned, because this is modern day Babylon and God bringing all these people back. He gathered all together. So that's why they stopping the black Cubans, the black Mexicans, the black the Haitians, West India. They bringing all they stopping all the people coming over here, the Indians, the so-called black Puerto Ricans, the Cubans. They stopping the people coming over here. Because they're scared because we're growing somewhere. So guess what they use? They use our women to kill our babies. I know it sounds harsh, but our women are the number one killers of the black baby because statistics and studies say that the number one baby being aborted is black male child. So who's having black male child? Don't get sensitive. Just take this and learn from because it's the Bible. I'm reading out of the King James Bible. I'm going to get it out. But the more they afflict them, the more they're multiplied and grew. The more grief we in. The more they pressing us down. We are being oppressed. The poor we are. The less fortunate we are. The only thing you got to consume you is sex. So you start having babies. And they see all these babies being born. So they tell the woman, they give her all kinds of incentive to kill her baby. Why do you think they passed that law, Roe versus Wade? It's all a plan. You think it's not, but they did that for you can kill you. Now, guess what? They did that because they wanted to be able to pop up in all these stores. Now you go in a store and get you some stuff to kill your baby. See, they know what they were doing. They got you say, okay, we're blocking it. But then they come out behind the back door and have a law. Oh, it's in the store. The drug dealers are on the corner. Walgreens, CVS. Them the drug dealers now. You know there ain't no more drug dealers on the corner because they're legal drug dealers. Oxycontin, all the drugs you go get right there, get a prescription. They got pain centers popping up all over. When you see a pain center, that's a drug infestation. They know what they're doing. Guess what it said? And the Egyptian made the children of Israel serve with vigor. You serving with vigor right now. They give you jobs on the corners. And you look at the Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, with their real name is Issachar. The Bible says they are like strong donkeys. Because they killing their babies too at a high rate. They second. Killing the babies. They second and killing. On the reservation, they raping the women and taking the babies out of the womb. They poison the water for to kill the baby already. So they getting it. They know what they're doing. And the harder you work, the more you want to have sex. Look at the so-called Mexican. You can't go. I go to the gas station, fill up gas with my equipment, and it just says 30 rolls of pumps. 25 rose up Mexicans, so-called, do everything. Because this is what God said would happen, and it's happening. He made their life bitter with hard bondage, mortar and bricks. We were doing all this concrete work. Mortar and bricks is building. They built the pyramids. They built Ramses' place. They built them things who the Egyptians, who you got people walking around here, got tattoos of Egyptians on here, because they say they're Egyptians, but they're not Egyptians. The Egyptians will have you in slavery and make you do hard bondage. Made you build all the pyramids you see. We built them pyramids. When you go on the walls of Egypt, you go on the wall and you see what you see. Said two sets of brown people. You don't see brown and white, or white and brown. Two sets of brown people. When they got on the wall, they whip them. You are the people they're whipping. Egyptians are Ethiopian. They come from the tribe of Ham. Ham was their forefather. And Ham had sons, Cush, Canaan, Mazarine. All these people giving his sons. And they just come over and took over. These are the Egyptians. I'm trying to tell you folks, they're not teaching you why they're doing what they're doing. Okay, let me get down to this part here. Okay. And this is what he said. And the king of Egypt spake unto the Hebrew midwife, which name was Shapha, and the other name was Perah, and said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, he said to them, upon the stool, if it be a son, then you shall kill him. They told Hebrew midwife to kill the black babies under 2. They're doing that right now. The black babies, all the Hebrew Israelite kids, because you gotta understand, they was black. There wasn't no white Cubans and these countries you seeing now. The Spaniards went over there and raped all the Cubans and the Dominicans and all that kind of stuff. When what's your boy name is? Napoleon and all them over there. They raped the people. You get the light skin. That's why you got the Dominican Republicans think they're better than the dark skinned Dominican Republic. Then they're better than the Haitian. They're the same doggone people. They brother. Levi, which is the Haitian, and Simeon, which is the Dominican Republic, are 2 brothers. Go read the Bible and read about why they suffered and why they fighting against each other. So it's a good story. It's a good prophecy. Okay. But the midwife feared God. He said, kill the 2 young children, boy children, the black kid. If it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live, because they can manipulate the daughter like they manipulate our women now. But the midwife feared God, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men and children. They saved us. But now it done switched. They saved the daughters, but they got the women manipulated to hate the men and pull them up, make them successful. And now you dump the man. Now you done had a baby. Now you got a baby without a father, with a male child without a father. Now you never heard of gator bait? Well, they got the gator bait from the Egyptians because they threw us into the Nile. That's why the Nile got some of the biggest crocodiles ever, because they killed millions of babies. They killed millions of babies. Check this out. Therefore, God dealt well with the midwife, and the people multiplied, and we multiplied. We didn't die, but they killed a bunch of us. You done heard it. They killed a bunch of us. And this is what they're doing now. 11%. They did a survey with 1,000 women. 11% white killed their babies. 28% Hispanic killed their baby. 50% black killed their baby. This is age between 15 and 44. Take out. This does not include people that have been raped or molested. This is just regular women. Matthews, I'm going to read something to you. This ain't just started, folks. I'm trying to tell you. Matthews, go to Matthew 2 and 6. I told you, this is not where you're going to be jumping up and down It's just a lesson that you need to take in and learn and see what they're doing to us. They manipulate our women to destroy our babies. 2:16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was marked of the wise men, because you done seen the story on TV, he told the wise men, when you see Jesus, come back and tell him. But the wise men didn't come back. So Herod was exceedingly wroth. He was mad and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and all the coast for 2 years older and under. He killed all the male children, 2 years and under, looking for Jesus. They're killing you right now. This is nothing new. This is all biblical. This is nothing new where they got our women to kill our babies. These evil people, God called them your enemy. They come here and manipulate us, most of our women. Esau is powerful. Go back to Adam and Eve. Eve was manipulated by Satan. They're being manipulated now. Put it together. They're being manipulated now. And God said that by you manipulating the man, that I will cause you to have all this pain by death when you have a baby. And you shall serve your husband. Women hate that part so much that they compared it to slavery when they was beating your back in, throwing your babies in the river. They was hanging you, castrating you, raping you. That was women, that's what, not white women, black women compare being a wife to being a slave. They have manipulated our women to the utmost. They're killing our baby, they're killing our family, they're killing our neighborhood. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry. This is true. Don't get mad at me. Read the Bible, take it and study and say, you know what? He's right. They manipulate me. Now they done set me on high. Guess what they're doing to me now? They giving me a food stamp card, but I can't buy my wig no more. I can't buy my finger still no more. I'm gonna tell you what's sad. When I go get the gas for my equipment, I go inside this place, right? And you got Ethiopian, you got the so-called Mexicans. And they both understand, they both speak each other in the same language. Because I'm reading a book way back in the biblical days, we hung together. The Ethiopian and the so-called Mexican, the Jews, we all hung together. It's never changed. But even though God told us not to intermingle with the so-called Ethiopian and the so-called African, we did anyway. Told not to mingle with the other nation. The same way God told you not to do it, you still mingling with them. So you still got some of the culture. So I'm in there looking. I'm reading the books now. I'm seeing everything play out in real life. I'm reading the Bible. I'm reading historical books. I'm reading stuff, and I see the life playing out right before my eyes, like I was there. Because I'm reading the stuff and I see it. It's so hard to hold all this information in. I'm trying to get it out, but our people get mad because they hate information. They would call me noxious or whatever they call you anything rather than taking the truth and look. I'm reading the Bible. They'll say a white man wrote that Bible. Well, how that white man predicted that you're gonna be killing your baby 2,000-3,000 years ago or later? Or why come that white man ain't changed and said that Jesus is a white man? Why he still kept that in there? Jesus is black. When you describe in Revelation, why he still kept that in there? God is a black man. Why they still kept that in there when Solomon said, I'm black but cunningly? Why they still kept that when they said that Jews are black unto the ground? Why they still kept that when Job said, my skin is black upon me? Why they still kept that in there when they call you niggas in Acts 13:1? Why would a white man write that in the Bible and keep it? If a white man wrote that Bible, telling you all about yourself, calling you a nigger, Niger, Niger, for the Latin word black. Why would he have that in there and not take it out? But all he did was came out there and showed you that Jesus was white, and you never thought to read the Bible and see that Jesus was a black man. Never thought. They even went in there and whitewashed the walls on the Egyptian and called them and painted them white. No good well wasn't no white folks back there during that time. You know good well Ethiopian was black and the African was black. Then they go back there and painted the stuff on there. They even paint the Ethiopian white. They did the same thing to you, Mr. African man. Now you got China over there and Jamaica owning all the land, and now that they giving the money to the Jamaican Parliament government. They're building streets and they're building schools, and you got to learn the ancient language Mandarin. This is sad. This is sad that we let this go on and nobody want to teach the truth and nobody want to believe. Everybody want to live in a fantasy. Nobody loves the truth. You tell the truth, you get hated. They hate a man that tells the truth. They say they can handle it, but they cannot. They hate you when you tell the truth. They will discredit you when you tell the truth. But stick to God's word. Stick to God's word and listen, people. I'm telling you, it's in the Bible. I gave you scriptures. Everything's in the Bible. All this is a plan. They're playing with your emotion. And hey, get off that tip top if you ain't got a strong mind. They manipulate you. If you don't know this Bible, get off that tip top. That's one of the worst ones. People, the one of the main reason why they want to get rid of tip top, all the government have 60 days to get rid of all that tip top off their phone, off their computers. Because the truth is coming out. Hey, I'm going to go after this here. They done took the word woke. Woke originally meant that you knew who you was. That you knew you were no longer a slave. You knew that you were no longer a nigger. You knew that you were no longer black. You knew that you were no longer a wetback or spit. That you knew you were no longer a savage or Indian. You knew that you knew that your tribe you come from. You knew what your homeland in Galatians 4:26, where it says that your homeland is the mother of us. The mother of us all is Jerusalem. That means that's where you come from. Your homeland, the mother of us all. We all come from Jerusalem, which is a part of Africa. But they separate, make you think. They try to confuse your mind. I'm telling you, folks, we got to open up our eyes. Because they're trying to get us. They got a lot of us. And they're turning our women against us and our kids because the man had to be masculine. He got to take on all that smoke that comes along with being a man. A masculine ain't just about stand up and hold your chest out. Masculine about taking on responsibility. You got to take on the world because they're going to hate you. I'm a masculine man. They're going to hate me for giving this message. They're going to hate me. Shalom, my people. Shalom, my people. I love you.